Are you building your life on a solid foundation? My name is Dr. Bill Payne, the pastor of First Methodist Church in Live Oak, Florida. There's a really interesting and fun fable that we all learned when we were children. It was called The Three Little Pigs. In case you forgot the fable, let me remind you of the storyline. There are three little pigs, and they all want to go out and play, but they have to build a house before they go. And the first pig is in a hurry to play, so he goes and he builds his house out of straw. Quick, easy, and efficient. In some places in the world, a straw house is just fine. And then he goes out and play. The other pig, well, he's a little more cautious, and he thinks, well, that straw house, if the wind blows hard, it's not going to do very well. So he constructed his house out of sticks, much sturdier, and then he went out and played. The third piggy was wise. He said, well, all kinds of things can happen. If you want to have a good house, you got to build it with a sturdy foundation and you got to use sturdy materials. So he built a brick house. He labored on it for a long, long time. While his brothers were out playing and having a great time, he was working hard and they made fun of him. Work, 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 work. You should be playing, playing, playing. You got the wrong idea. Life is too short. Enjoy the good times. Well, as they were playing, a wolf came and they all ran to their houses. And the wolf came to the first house, the straw house. He said, little piggy, let me come in. And the piggy said, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And so the wolf said, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. And with one big blow, the house was gone. And the little piggy ran to his brother in the stick house. And the same thing happened to the stick house. And when he blew, the stick house fell down, and the two little piggies then ran to the brick house. Well, the the wolf thought that he could blow down the brick house, and he was pretty emboldened because there was no place else for them to go, and he'd get a good meal. And so he tried to blow it down, and he blew and he blew and he blew, but it wouldn't go down. And then he tried to go through the chimney, but the smart, wise pig had built a fire in the chimney with a boiling pot of water. And when he went down, he got burned and he ran away and never bothered those pigs again. The message is clear. The wise pig was the one who avoided destruction. Well, in the Bible, in the Sermon on the Mount, after Jesus gives all these instructions for the kingdom of God and for living properly, he says, the one who hears my sayings and puts them into practice is like the man who built his house on a firm foundation. Think of the brick house, a strong foundation. You build the bricks up and it's sturdy. And when the winds and the storms came and the water came, the house that was built on the firm foundation remained. However, the foolish one is like the person who hears the sayings of Jesus and then ignores them. And he builds his house on sandy foundation. And when the storms of life come and when the devil comes into their lives and brings tragedy and temptation, the house collapses and the person is lost. All of us have to take this to heart because there really is a big bad wolf, and there really is a tempestuous wind blowing against us, which are the trials of this life, the temptations of this life, the problems that come with living in this world. In the pig story, all of them had to deal with the wolf. All of them had to deal with the same adversary. They just dealt with it in different ways. And the ones with the straw house and the wooden house made out of sticks, they fell. But it was the one who was prepared for the problem that was able to survive. This is the case in this story too. We prepare for the troubles that come our way in life by following the teachings of Jesus. Jesus's teachings give us life, and they are life, not only in this life, but in the life to come. He says the fool is like the person who follows the broad way that leads to destruction. Many go that way. There are many fools in this world who are running aimlessly into destruction, enjoying life as it comes, and they're not concerned for the storm or about the bad wolf, the devil. They're just not concerned. They're more concerned about their pleasure and their joy. But wise person, the wise person knows that temptation is destruction and that the wolf, the roaring lion who seeks to devour us, he's out there. And the only way to be preserved is to find our shelter in Jesus. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into him and they find protection. They find shelter. He's our He's our shield and our exceeding great reward. So, are you like one of those pigs who prioritizes fun and life and seems to live a life in ignorance of the teachings of Jesus? Or are you thinking about what Jesus says? Because all of us are going to have to face eternity. All of us have to stand before the judgment of God. And if you've built your life on hay, straw, and stubble, Paul tells us, at the judgment of God, all of that will be burned up and thrown away. But the person who has built on the foundation with jewels and precious metals and gold, those, those are not going to be destroyed. Everybody has to make a decision because all of us have to face judgment. What are you building your life on? That's going to determine your outcome. May God give you wisdom and give you the ability to be sustained when the wind of the devil blows. God bless you.